We start with the 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look for trade. First of all, if you refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was within this move, we mentioned we can expect the price to drop. Then we mentioned we want to look for flat. And exactly this is what we get as what I predicted. Then after that, we mentioned if we get the drop, we get the running flat, any reversal for buy, we'll take the trade. And this is what we get for buy. And the only way we can look for trade from here. Okay, based on lower time frame. Anyway, whoever get the trade, they should start to manage and know once what's the next. And if we put this stop in relative to the previous one, if we refer to the indicators, we don't have a divergence. Mostly, we want to see whether we can look for continuation or not. Anyway, we move to higher time frame. We want to see what we have and how we can look for trade. If we refer to daily chart, that means if we get any reversal for buy in terms of the risk and reward, it can give us a really good trade setup. But can we consider this one as a flat in relative to this for one more drop or not? Or we put this one as the start of the reversal correction. Okay, how we want to see how we can look for trade. In this case, we move to forward chart. The only things we mentioned in my last analysis, we mentioned what the way is reversing this one. If I zoom in, maybe we can get one more drop before we get the next move. But based on 1 hour chart, we didn't see any divergence. Okay, but we can put this one as a first, and this one can turn to a more complex correction before we get the next. That's mean if we get this case, it can give us better confirmation to look for buy. Then what I want to say is that if he wants to look for buy from now, if we get a correction, we can take the trade. But we should know if there continues a corrective move, mostly we can expect to get the price to drop. But the only thing is based on 1 hour chart, we didn't see the divergence. That's why we cannot confirm for now. And if we want to look for trade, for buy, we need to see this one turn to a correction. If we get a correction, any trade setup for buy, we will take it, we start to manage it. But one thing I need to highlight it, most of the charts, they have a similar movement. Okay, even we don't have a divergence. If we get any trade for buy, we see the way is moving to really corrective. We should have the proper management, at least move or stop loss to break even. Again, the reason is most of the charts they have a similar movement, similar direction. As I mentioned, most of the chart they have a similar movement. That's why if we get the even we don't have, as I mentioned, we don't have the divergence. If we want to look for buy, we need to see the continuation as a sharp move. If it turns to a corrective move, we should have the proper management. Anyway, right now, we're looking at this. If we get any trade setup for buy, we take it and we start to manage it. Anyway, and as I said, if we're looking for buy, but we have to wait to get the trade setup. If we get any trade setup, I will give a update. And even I see the opportunity to look for buy, I will share. Thanks.